Good afternoon. Today we'll start with the session 3 in the module 5 basic processing unit. Myself Dr. Shabin Taj. We'll start with today's contents. We'll have a glance or a session on execute a complete instruction, how to execute a complete instruction and how to execute a branch instruction and what is the role of multi-bus organization. So what is the execution of complete instruction? Add. Let us take an example of adding the contents R3 to R1. Now this R3 contains what? It's an indirect addressing. It is nothing but pointers. Pointers which stores the address of another variable. Now R3 contains the address. That address contains the effective address. Effective address is nothing but address of the operand. Now fetch the instruction, add instruction, whatever is there, add or move, whatever is the instruction is there, fetch phase will take place. Fetch the instruction, fetch the first operand. After the fetching the instruction, it has to fetch the first operand. The contents of memory location pointed to by R3. R3 contains a memory location, so that location it will fetch. Perform the addition. After performing that addition, will be stored the result back into the register R1. Then let us see and execute how to execute a branch instruction. Add R3 to R1. So branch instruction, it says that the normal flow will not take place. It will in other words, it will move from one part of the program to other part. Add R of 3 comma R1. Branch instruction replace the contents of PC. See, if normal execution is there, add will store 1000. Suppose let us assume add stores a 1000 memory location. PC will be loaded with 1004. Since it is branch instruction is there, 1004 will not be there in the PC. In turn, it contains the branch target address. Wherever is you have to move, that address will be stored. That address is that actually you are adding a offset or displacement. How many locations you have to move ahead or move back given. If a positive offset is, it is called positive displacement. If negative offset, it is called negative displacement given in the branch instruction. The offset is actually a difference between the branch target address and the address immediately following the branch instruction. You have actually it takes a addition or subtraction will be taken place. The yeah, unconditional branch is also there. How the branch instruction execute? Let us see with an example. Now PC out, whatever is your PC contents are there, that will be transmitted to a memory address register. The PC out it will be transmitted to the bus, internal bus. So that from the bus, it will be transmitted to memory address register, and it will, after the CPU control signal read is issued, it will select 4. Select 4 means it will select to execute the next consecutive instruction and add Z in. But here Z addition, after the addition using the mux it is done, ALU and mux, the result will be stored in the Z in temporary register. From there it will be transmitted to the system bus. Z out will be enabled in the step 2 and it will be transmitted again into the PC in. Okay, PC processor, PC processor control register, and then after that, with that it will use a Y in. Y in will be used and it will memory function complete will be issued, saying that whatever is the address location you are asking, it is ready. And then in the next MDR, the result what is stored in MDR, it will be enabled with the R out, MDR out, and it will be transmitted to the bus, system bus, from system bus to instruction register in. Now this is only required for the branching. Offset field of IR out. What is the offset? Whether it displacement you have to add, using that it will be added using the ALU, and then Z, the result will be transmitted to the Z in. Later, what is the result? Your target address will be there, Z out will be there, and the PC content will be there, and then This is how the branch execution instruction takes place. So it is not, it looks very simple, but internally it has to do the so many things of changing the contents, because you have only one general set of registers and the special purpose register. The same has to use by storing and taking it back. Control sequence of unconditional branch instruction is depicted here. So what is a multi-bus organization? Multi-bus means simple bus uses a single bus. Multi-bus is nothing but more than one bus. Bus here in this figure it is shows bus A, B, C. What is the advantage of it? Obviously the processing, the performance of the computer is very high compared to single bus. What does it help you? It allows the content of two different registers to be accessed concurrently and have their contents placed on the buses A and B. Concurrent execution will take place. No more it is limited by the what you say, the single bus, only the bus is busy, other unit cannot be access the data. No, it's not like that. So multiple bus is there, but simultaneously it can access the more than one register. It allows the data on bus C to be loaded in a third register during the same clock cycle. That means the number of clock cycles used for the execution of instruction will be very minimal. So incremental unit is there. Incremental unit is on, it is to increment and store the next address. ALU simply passes one of its two input operands unmodified to bus. So it unmodified, you can see it is not modified, it simply passes. Now control signal R is equals to A or R is equals to B is issued. This is how, I mean, basically the performance of the computer will be very high when you use a multi-bus organization, because of simultaneous execution, instruction execution takes place, and the number of clock cycles incurred in the normal single bus will be, compared to multi-bus, single bus will be more, but in the multi-bus it will be less. Multi-bus organization, it the previously it uses the 7 to 8 steps. No, now the steps are reduced. Add R4, R5, R6. The instruction, add the contents of R4, R5, and R6 and store the result in R6. So in order to do so, the actions are here. The contents of PC will be out. Okay, so that is PC contains the address. Now R is equals to B. R is equals to B means it's already there in the bus. So it will directly transmit it to R. MAR in memory address register will be read, and read will be issued. INC PC increment the program counter. After that, write memory function complete will be issued. Then MDR out B. Now you can see B, A, and here it is at the buses. So MDR, so data is connected to the other bus. R is equals to B and IR is equals to N. The instruction will be taken, it reads the directly the next content. Now R4 out. Yeah. You can see simultaneously registers are adding. So R4 out A, R5 out B, both are used, and select A. Select A will be used, add the contents of both, and the result will be stored into the R6. The control sequence here, it uses a 3 bus A, B, C. Step 1, again the explanation is here given here. The content of PC are passed through ALU using R is equals to B control signal and loaded into memory address register to start a memory read operation. At the same time, PC is incremented by 4. This simultaneous action was not taken place in the single bus. The processor waits for MFC, wait memory function complete. Loads the data, third step, loads the data received into memory data register, then transfers them into IR. The execution phase, the fetch, load and execute. So here the execution phase of the instruction requires only one control step to complete the action. And here are the references, let us come to conclusion of the end of the session. Thank you.